Josh, I'm a college student. I can't afford this and make that. Well, that's what this stew is for. It has class and history, it costs this much, and it utilizes the dietary composition of a college student. That is but cheaper. Okay, now listen up. This isn't just about college students, obviously. I just wanted to use that as a caveat to the point that it utilizes two of the main sort of dietary choices of a college student. That would be American cheese and ramen noodles. There you go. You see, this is a dish that was created during wartime. Amazing flavors emerged. They utilized what they had, and what those things were like Spam, hot dogs, ramen, American cheese. It almost feels like a college student meal, and it's cheap. And this is but cheaper, so let's make this, shall we?
I'm gonna make this very simple. Follow this recipe first, but understand that many of these beautiful ingredients can be changed to suit your wallet or preference. It's very much of a use what you've got soup. Let's start by making our soup base. Combine 2 tablespoons or 35 grams of gochujang. Find this stuff at most grocery stores. 1 tablespoon or 15 milliliters of white distilled vinegar. 1 tablespoon or 15 milliliters of soy sauce. A small splash, big splash of shirdashi, which is totally optional by the way. Finally, chop 4 cloves of peeled garlic, whisk together your base, then stir in your garlic along with 2 teaspoons or 10 grams of granulated sugar and an optional 2.5 teaspoons or 10 grams of Korean chili flakes, mostly for color. Mix it together and that's your base. Now here we have some lovely dried shiitake mushrooms. Get 2 ounces or 55 grams of those guys, place them in a medium-sized bowl, add 1.5 cups or 350 milliliters of filtered water to a saucepan, bring it up to a boil and then pour that hot liquid all over your mushrooms. Cover so they're completely submerged, then let them sit and rehydrate for about 12 minutes or till soft, cuddly, and sweet, or just soft. Then remove them from the liquid, wring them out so the liquid falls back into the mushroom stock that you just made, remove their stems, and slice them up nice and evenly. Set to the side. Now let's talk about our meat, alright? You can use really any meat, but to keep things consistent with this dish's history, you'll need 1 can of Spam. Yes, Spam. Wield its power with honor. And half a pound or 55 grams of smoked sausage like andouille. Slice the Spam into slices that are about half an inch thick. Do the same with your sausage, although I like to cut on a slight bias so you get some sort of nice diagonal shapes. Get yourself a large pot or deep braiser, heat it over medium-high heat until ripping hot. And yes, notice how the surface is drier than the Mojave? Well, that's cool because our Spam will render out its own fat. So toss your Spam in, sear it in a single layer for about 2 to 3 minutes or until nicely browned, flip and sear for the same amount of time. Repeat with the rest of your Spam, making sure not to overcrowd the pan. Then once that's done, sear your sausage in the same way, let it get color for 2 to 3 minutes, flip and sear the other side. You get the point. Now that we have our brown meats looking juicy and loosey-goosey, we're ready to finish this thing. There should be plenty of oil in the pan, but if not, add a little bit to coat the bottom, reduce the heat to medium, then add 1 bunch of green onions that have been thinly sliced, half a pound or 225 grams of button mushrooms which have also been thinly sliced. Observe the speed. Thank you so much. Let those saute for a minute or two, then add 3/4 of a cup or 125 grams of kimchi that's been roughly chopped nicely. Stir that in and let it saute for another minute. Now as soon as the mushrooms begin to soften, add in your sauce base you made earlier. Let that cook, stirring occasionally for about 2 minutes or until the bottom of the pan begins to dry a little bit. Then from there, add 3 cups or 700 milliliters of chicken stock, your mushroom stock from earlier. Give that a stir with a spoon, scraping off any extra bits left at the bottom. Turn the heat to medium-high, bring it up to a boil, then immediately reduce to low, and let that lightly simmer for about 2 minutes or just until the mushrooms are cooked through. Now this is where things get interesting. You'll need 2 packages of instant ramen noodles. Pick your favorite, it's up to you. I like the ones with the little round pucks. Just cute, Mwah. Save your flavor packet for something else. I don't know. Pour it on your popcorn. Thank me later. We only want those sweet nudes, my dudes. While that's simmering, slowly lower in your noodles. Get them pressed and lightly submerged in the soup. Top it with a lid and let that cook for 3 to 4 minutes or whatever the package directions say to cook said nudes. Once they're cooked through, take off your lid and make this thing look beautiful by first arranging on your beautiful seared Spam, some of that sliced smoky sausage, your rehydrated shiitake mushrooms. Get creative about the placement of this stuff. It should be fun. Now the piece de resistance. You ready for this? 2 slices of American cheese. Yes, this is tradition for this dish. You can exclude it, but I'm telling you, it really makes the soup. In no other circumstance would Papa allow this. Anyway, top it with your lid again and let it very gently simmer for another 2 minutes or until the meats are hot and the cheese is melted. Once that's done, remove it from the heat, hit it with a generous amount of very thinly sliced green onions, and serve immediately. Now, if you've never had this before, prepare for one of the greatest soup experiences of your life. I'm talking eyes rolling in the back of the head, you're sweating because you're eating so fast type good. Don't believe me? Observe.
Wow, this is just an incredible thing, is it not? I mean, look at this. Look at this! Look at it! You might be thinking, chicken stock and a little gochujang and you just throw stuff together. How could it taste, right? I'm tired of the whole like people taking their instant ramen, boiling it, it's the stupid little flavor pack. I understand. It's effort. There's a reward when it comes to effort. This is low effort. It's incredibly flavorful, rich, umami, fatty, soul warming, and it has history, and it's cheap. I think you get where I'm going, and that is the but cheaper route.
You want to know what else contains steamy nudes and salty spam? B-roll.
Guys, and that is it. So we made our Korean army stew. Amazing, the flavor's intense. It almost has like that hearty, rich, slightly spicy Asian flavor that we all yearn to taste. Yet there's these other influences that come in and make it something even more special, despite how cheap they are. Like I said before, we're not limiting ourselves to having to be a college student to make this. Everyone should make this. But if you are a college student, this is for you. Stop complaining, make this every day, and love life. So, with all that said, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Also, it's my birthday today, even though this is being uploaded way after that. But Papa worked on his birthday for you. Papa, love you so much, okay?